So I've been a full-time voice talent for over 10 years now, and I'm also an avid tech enthusiast. And around the middle of last year, things started to get hectic, and I found myself regularly floored by these advancements in AI. And I loved seeing all the new things these programs could do. Of course, I'm talking about deepfake face replacement, like this real-time deepface live program. Image generation like Midjourney, which is such a fun toy to play around with. And celebrity voice filters to make you sound like,
Yes, hello, I'm Elon Musk.
Or you can sound like me, Joe Biden, the 46th President of the United States.
Or the king of documentaries, Sir David Attenborough.
And I've just been sitting back watching all these developments thinking,
what a time to be alive.
It would cross my mind, boy, I feel bad for these visual artists who are now competing with instant image generation. But I was pretty cocky about the AI voices. I really didn't think that they were a threat. I was like, yeah, it's good, but it's never going to get to a point of taking any real business. Until January 2023. My YouTube just started filling with thumbnails like, you won't believe this is a real voice, or you have to hear these AI voices, and boy, geez, this is sounding pretty good now. And not a single one of them was clickbait. One video even tricked me into thinking the narrator was a real woman until 10 minutes into the video. I just wasn't listening for it, and it got me. So, of course, I tried some of them out. I wanted to hear for myself. And I remember the exact moment when I realized, I felt like I'd been kicked in the stomach. Yeah, this is gonna be very disruptive. So, in my opinion, the biggest section of work that's been taken by AI voices is the internal e-learning stuff, training for things like regular inductions and certifications that need to be constantly updated. And don't get me wrong, the quality is definitely not 100%. And if you're listening for it, you will hear strange like modulations and emphasis of certain words. But for internal use, when the quality is just not as important, many clients will want to try it out. Again, I don't think they should be using it if they want their staff to connect with the content and, retain the content. But the fact that they can just dump hours of material into the system and get a voiceover back almost instantly, just as it was typed, that'll be attractive to them. And they can also make quick changes to the scripts easily. For example, if legislation changes, they could just quickly update the script, get a new recording back. Now, all of my voiceovers are delivered within one business day, often within the same day, and all revisions are included in the fee. But I still understand why clients would want to try this new AI tech. But these AI systems are still currently miserable at name pronunciation, and they still need a lot of hands-on kind of finessing phonetically to get them sounding remotely natural. And these AI services are still overpriced in my opinion, but they really are getting better and better and better with each generation, and they're getting better at understanding the context of what they're actually saying. So that emphasis is slowly being corrected by these neural networks. So getting back to the title of this video, over 6 months later, I can confidently say that AI has taken a significant portion of my work. And my hope is that the clients who are trying it out, please come back. No, seriously, I hope that the clients who are trying it out are getting the feedback that they need to find out if their material delivered by AI voices is as effective as a real person, professionally delivering the material in the most appropriate way. Now, when I moved here from Hong Kong, I knew that I would lose exactly 1/3 of my business because that's how much of it was regular, on location, in studio directed sessions with the clients. But I was okay with that because A, I was working far too much, and B, I knew that living on this island would be far cheaper than Hong Kong. Man, I do not miss Hong Kong rent. But now AI has taken another big chunk from those remaining 2/3 of income, and I've had to go back to all the freelance sites like I did when I started my business. And I'm now auditioning again every day, trying to undercut the competition on already low-paying work. I hadn't auditioned in nearly 4 years. My client base was so strong, new work was so regular that I just checked my emails in the morning, delivered the readings. It took many years of hard work to get to that point, but it was sweet. But now I'm back on Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, Voices, VoiceRealm. Subscribe for an upcoming video about how I set up my voiceover business on these sites. And that's okay, because I love my job. I still love this work. I know that I'm super lucky that I can do this from wherever we move, but Man, this AI has been a kick in the ass, and I felt like I've got to start hustling again. I got to try and find ways of pivoting to replace that lost income. And that's why I'm making these videos now. I revamped my website. I started using Google Ads again, which is almost useless because it's so saturated with voice talent and voice agencies. They are outbidding the hell out of me. It's why I started selling my voiceover editing tool, Fast Voiceover Editor, link in the description. It's why I drastically reduced my minimum fee for voiceovers so that I could find new clients. And it's also why I train neural networks for AI voices. That's right, if you can't beat them, join them. I've been training neural networks to replicate my voice for many huge data collection firms for about 3 years now. And I'm not worried about my particular AI voice taking any of my work because it's always completely anonymous. It doesn't use my real name. My clients can't just look me up and use my AI voice instead. These neural network training jobs are huge and usually pay pretty well, and most now offer ongoing royalties for usage. It's not easy to get into these neural network training programs because you have to pass very strict quality assurance tests, and I'm not just talking about your recording environment, but also the consistency in which you deliver the content. It can be repetitive and exhausting. Again, subscribe for an upcoming video on how to do that. And I thought to myself, if I don't train these AI neural networks for their Australian voices, they're gonna hire another Aussie voice talent. So it may as well be me. Nowadays, friends are always letting me know when they find my voice in the wild on like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And those video producers have very little or zero budget. Believe me, I know. I see their YouTube automation channel job posts all over Upwork. So they would never be clients of mine anyway. Whereas I'm getting royalties whenever one of those producers use my AI voice. That's a win. I've seen some videos and articles about some voiceover artists being outraged because their AI voice is being used without their permission. And obviously that's a problem if that's the case. But in many of those instances, the talent didn't realize when they had trained one neural network in the past, that network then sells their AI voice back end to many other AI voice services to use and sell as their own AI voices. And that's absolutely happened to me, but I read the fine print when I signed the contract, so it wasn't surprising. I knew they were going to do that. And in one other case, this particular voice talent was outraged, and he made many videos and conducted many interviews with people in the industry, but it wasn't his voice. It was mine. It was me! I got paid for training that voice about 3 years ago. I couldn't really hear the similarity myself. I guess we had similar accents. Anyway, I never told the guy that it wasn't him, that it was my voice, because again, I don't want to make it easy for any of my clients to find my AI voice. The problem is, if you're convinced that you hear your own AI voice online that you never gave consent to create, it would be incredibly difficult to find out where it came from. I choose to embrace this tech. It's only going to get better and better and more advanced in generations to come. The people designing these systems, they're aiming for 100% realism, and they're dedicating their whole career to this. I can imagine in the not too distant future that I could use AI tools alongside my voiceover business. For example, to help me generate corrections or script updates, I can use this AI voice instead of having to go back into the booth to record drop-ins. So, to summarize, yes, AI is a huge threat to your work as a voice talent. Now more than ever, us voiceover artists need to differentiate ourselves by bringing our own personality into each and every reading. If we sound even remotely robotic, clients may consider choosing a robot to narrate instead. Whew! That's a big topic. So how has AI affected your livelihood? Do you think I'm crazy for training these AI neural networks? What are some ways that you've had to pivot to combat the loss of income due to AI? Please let me know in the comments below. This stuff is fascinating and we can all help each other out. Goodbye!